Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be using a different backdrop, and right now it's obviously a little clustered. You can't really see everything that's going on here. Maybe sometime this week I'll get everything put up on the walls so the backdrop is better. But as you can see, I'm a huge Twisted fan. I have tons of their stuff here. Yeah. Got a really good haul video for you today. And that's what we're going to be setting up in here. So, I'm going to pause the video and get things in here. So I know a few of you have been asking for more Halloween motionettes, and I'm delivering. So I went to a garage sale this past Thursday where the person was selling just Halloween stuff. I live for these kind of garage sales and I don't come across them nearly often enough. So when I seen the ad for it on Facebook, I was like, I'm going. Get there, and a lot of the stuff had already been sold, which I figured. However, the things that I came for, being the motionettes, were all still available. And I grabbed pretty much every single one that this guy had. All of these came from that house. He also had a taller, like, scarecrow one, but it wasn't a Telco scarecrow, so I didn't grab it because I'm really not all that interested in scarecrows. They're not really my thing. So I left him behind for somebody else, and then there was another like Frankenstein thing. I'm pretty sure it was like a big head Gemmy Frankenstein, but I'm also not really much of a Frankenstein person, and it was very large, and if I would have picked it up to resell, I would have just been, I didn't really have the space to hold on to it, so I figured I'd let somebody else grab it. So anyway, as you can see, I was able to pick up 9 different motionettes. Well, 8 motionettes and then this bigger animated figure. But she pretty much does the same motion that the smaller ones do. She's just a bit larger. So I'm not gonna bore you guys with a ton of talking. I will go over what they are and where they come from, if I know. Quite a few of these I don't know who made them because it's just not printed on the figures anywhere, but I know there are a couple good ones in here, guys. So let's get into it. So we're going to start with this 1997 Telco Grim Reaper. From my understanding, this one is actually pretty sought after because he was like the last motionette type thing that Telco made before they went out of business, if I'm correct. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what I remember reading. So a lot of times when people find this guy, he doesn't work properly. Either he doesn't stand or he doesn't sit or whatever. But this guy works perfect. So I'm going to press the button and give you a demonstration.
Happy Halloween! I am the Grim Reaper. I'll get you.
So that's that. I didn't realize that when he stood up, he was going to be just a touch out of frame, so I apologize for that, but you get the idea. He works, he sits, he stands, and he says his phrases. I really like this one. He's definitely a keeper. I will not be getting rid of him. He's going to be added to my collection. Now, let's move on to the next guy. Okay, so, I don't think it's a huge deal if you can't see all of his base, but you can see all of him. So this is a 1998 Gemmy hip swinging monster. Obviously, monster Frankenstein, but for legal reasons, I'm sure they can't call him Frankenstein. Anyway, he works. I do believe that his arm is snapped though, because it's supposed to be more up like this and it just kind of hangs. But, you know, I think that could probably be fixed. I don't see why not. He dances to the Monster Mash. His dance is actually quite short, especially compared to like hip swinging Santa. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you. See what I mean? It's very short. It's not like a whole song like the hip swinging Santa does. I'm not sure if maybe there's like a defect with him and he's stuck in like a demo mode or something, because I would assume it would be a little longer, but you know, I could be wrong. I'm not a huge fan of these Gemmy motionettes, so I don't really know much about them. He will be going up for sale pretty soon, because as I just stated, I'm not a Gemmy fan and I don't hold on to these. So I will put a link to my Mercari shop in the description if you would like to check it out. And now we're going to move on to the next guy. Okay, so for this guy, I'm actually not sure who made him. He doesn't have any maker marks on him anywhere. There's no year, no nothing, but I know he's fairly old. I would say, you know, probably mid-late 90s. He is supposed to have a little book here, but it's missing, but that to me is not a huge deal. He will be a keeper. I'm keeping this one. But he is also fully functional. When I first brought him home, his arms were kind of like stuck. They didn't want to do their up and down motion, but I let him cycle through a few times and he's working fine now. So let's go ahead and take a look. So yep, there you go. That's what he does. He plays his organ and has a very menacing Grim Reaper laugh. I think he's very cool. I definitely like him. If I ever find one where he actually still has his book, I'll definitely pick that up and then get rid of this one. But until then, he's staying with me. Before we go on to the next one, if anybody knows who made this guy, let me know. Leave it in the comments below. And if you know what year he's made, you know, all that good stuff. If you have any info on this guy, leave it down in the comments. I love to learn about all of them, especially when, I don't know. Next up, we have the Stirring Witch. I know there are several companies who manufactured this one. This one unfortunately doesn't have any maker marks on it, so I'm not entirely sure who made it. I'm pretty sure like Gemmy made this one, probably like Funny Toys or Pumpkin Time. There were several different companies who made a stirring witch. This one, her flame is like a silky nylon type of fabric, whereas some of the other companies used like cotton, I guess. But yeah, these are all very similar, and I still think she's very cool. I don't care who made her. I like her, and I will be keeping. But if you happen to know anything about this one, let me know. And now let's get into the demo. Okay, so I'm not going to keep her running for too long because her motor is bogging down right now, because her hands are supposed to like move freely around this broomstick, and they don't. I think they probably just need to be oiled up so they move better, but as of right now they're not moving like they should, and it's causing the motor to want to stop. So we're going to shut her off. But yeah, she's one of the witches. Like, I think she's a later model because she says the "I'm going to get you my little sweetie" phrase. And I know Gemmy definitely made one who had that phrase, but again, all of these companies kind of like ripped each other off, or some of them were just downright the same company being distributed through different manufacturers. So, you know, it is what it is. So let's move on to the next. All right. Here we have the Telco Monster Motionette. Where is it? Okay. So let's see if I can bring you in there. Nope. Where am I? I can't see. All right, right there. Telco. So I'm not entirely sure what year this one was manufactured. It doesn't have a year stamp on it, just the Telco stamp. I know he's not one of the like old ones because he's battery operated, but I'm guessing probably like 1989, 1990, somewhere around there. If you guys know what year this specific monster motionette was sold through Telco, let me know. Well, let's turn them on. His motor is a bit loud. Definitely think he needs some oil. Or he has a cracked gear. One of the two. But as you can see, he's still moving. And then what sound does he make? Everybody's favorite sound. Okay, we're gonna give him a break. I'm undecided on whether or not I'm going to keep him. Like, I enjoy finding the Telco motionettes and collecting them, but Frankensteins are not my thing, so I don't know if I'm going to keep him. I may release him back out into the wild and hopefully ship him to a home where somebody will really appreciate him. But yeah, he's in pretty good shape, guys, and he runs. What more can you ask of these really old motionettes? Is just that they run for you. Okay, on to the next. Okay, so here we have another Gemmy hip swinging item. From my understanding, this one is a bit harder to find, and he's quite a bit smaller than the normal hip swinging things that Gemmy makes. Here, let me do a side-by-side for you. I don't know if Frankenstein's head is totally in frame, but yeah, the size difference is pretty crazy, actually. I'm definitely not keeping him. I don't like him at all. I don't like the song he sings. And again, I'm not a big Gemmy collector like a lot of people are. I know, don't hate me, guys. It's just not my preference. I don't like the dancey guys. That's just how I am. But I will turn him on and let you see what he does. And there you go. He sings Puttin' on the Ritz, and it sounds like the voice actor they got to sing the song could have cared less. It sounds so boring. That is one of the main reasons I don't like this one. It sounds like the skeleton doesn't care. He has no interest in his song. He's just singing it because he has to. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so here we have another witch motionette. Her face is very similar to the first one I showed you. However, her dress is a little different. She has the same phrase as the other one, and again, this one is not marked, so I don't know who made it, but she is totally functional, and as you can see, the previous owners put a cute little bracelet around her neck. But yeah, I may or may not keep this witch. We will see. She's very similar to the Funny Toys one that I have, and I like the Funny Toys one better, so we'll see. We'll see. But let's turn around. So I don't know if you can even hear it or not, but her motor sounds pretty good. It's very quiet. I think she'll definitely hold up for a while longer, as long as, you know, you're not running her 24/7. But I do like her. I'm just undecided. You know, there's only so many you can display at one time, so the witches are the easiest ones to come by anyway. And I don't want to end up with like 1,000,001 witches and then like nothing else. So I don't know. Maybe you'll keep her, maybe we won't. If I don't, she will be listed in my Mercari shop. So I guess wait and see. And now let's move on to the next. Actually, the final actual motionette. So when I picked him up, the guy was like, he's $1 because he doesn't work. So I was like, alright, fine. I'll take him, see if I can fix him up. For $1, fine. If he doesn't work, I lost $1. However, I got him home, and I put batteries in him, flipped the switch, yeah, he didn't turn on. And then I was like, well, you know, let me just tinker around with the back. I didn't even open him up. All I did was tap on his back, because I was like, you know, maybe if the gears are stuck, you know, if I give it a good tap, it'll just start right up. This has never worked for me before. But it worked for him. I tapped his back, and he started right up. So, awesome. Let's see what he does. If I can find the switch. So now that he's done 2 cycles through, his soundboard is, it doesn't work entirely like it should. So I'm going to turn him on again and see if he does what he's been doing. After like the 2nd or 3rd cycle, he starts repeating the word welcome before he goes into his whole spiel. So let's see. Okay, so yeah, he did it that time. It was a double welcome. Sometimes I can get him to do 3 and it sounds like some cool techno song. So let's see. There it goes. Yeah, so he's not perfect, but I've never seen one like this before. I can't find him anywhere online, and there's no maker mark on him, but I think he is great. I'm definitely keeping him. He's not going anywhere. If you guys know anything about this one, feel free to let me know, because I'm like super curious about this one in particular. I can't find anything on him, guys. Nothing, and it's driving me nuts. I want to know who made these. Are there more like them? You know, yada yada. Are there other characters that do similar things? I would love to find more like this one. Alright, so let's move on to the last one, which is the big ghost girl. And then we're going to wrap this up, because I know this is pretty long already. Okay, so I would love to be nice and say last but not least, but no, she's last for a reason, guys. She's awful. So before I go and run her, I'm going to warn you, she's very loud, and her phrases are just terrible. And she's supposed to be this like ghost bride, but she's like 3 feet tall, so it just doesn't make much sense. We actually have plans that we're gonna like rip the veil off of her and disconnect her sound and just totally overhaul her, because her current state, she doesn't make sense, and she's just bad. She was made by Pan Asian. I'm not sure what year, but yeah, no, not impressed. Not impressed at all. We are going to use her in our cemetery theme this year, but
Hey, how come nobody wants to catch the bouquet?
and she interrupts you when you speak. But yeah, she's getting an overhaul because I don't like her. Too big thumbs down on this one, guys. But I'm gonna go ahead and cycle through and let you hear what she says, and let me know what you think of this one, because I've made it very clear I don't like it. I think it's terrible, but other people might. So let's see.
Some people cry at weddings, and some people die. Time to say I do. And I do think I'm the scariest bride ever. Welcome. How do you like my wedding dress? Isn't it just to die for? And they lived happily ever after. I don't think so. Hey, how come nobody wants to catch the bouquet?
Alright, that's enough. I'm gonna shut her off because I just can't take her anymore. She's way too loud, and I just hate the phrases. I think they are super goofy and awful, and they just, I would say in most cases, don't make sense for a home hunt. Sorry. I just find her very annoying, and we're gonna do something to her, and she's gonna be way cooler in the end. At least, you know, I hope. So there will definitely be a video on her transformation coming up, hopefully soon. But yeah, let's wrap this up. Let me give you a sensory overload and put them all up here and turn them on, except for her. Just going back down on the floor. Alright, so that wraps it up, guys. You saw all of them in action at once. I'm super happy with this haul that I got. Tell me what you think. Which one is your favorite? Which ones should I keep my eyes out for? Just overall, let me know what you think. Do you like this backdrop better than the kitchen counter? Should I put all my stuff up on the wall and make it look more like an actual backdrop? You know, yada yada. Give me suggestions and all that fun stuff. I would love to hear what you guys are thinking. So, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Talk to you later. Bye.